Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Brookport Best Friends podcast. I am your host, Brian, and with me, as always, is co-host Brad.
What's up?
And we'll be talking for the next 2 hours about whatever pops into our head, which may be nothing at all.
2 hours of silence.
Yeah, we're just going to sit here and stare at one another and probably take a nap.
Breathe heavily into the microphone.
The wonders of your imagination take over. Pretend we said something extremely funny.
Insert applause here
Yeah.
and laughter.
Yeah. How'd your week go?
It was hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it was too hot. I melted, and I don't want to work outside anymore.
No, man. It was 100 degrees on the thermometer like yesterday, and I looked at it and I was like, not leaving my house. Maybe not leaving my house till September or October.
But you got out today. I thank you for that.
Yeah. I had to wake you up. You were dead on the couch, I think.
I would have probably slept all day.
Yeah.
Heat
Didn't
zaps me.
I didn't leave my house, and I went to bed at 10:30, and I slept till 8:30 this morning. I was like, oh, that shit was so hot it got me inside in the air conditioning. I didn't even leave the house yesterday. That's
Well, now, granted, I'm only outside for maybe 30 seconds to a minute max, but that's enough.
But it's over and over again, right?
Over 100 times a day.
Yeah, so you are going from cold to hot to cold to hot to cold to hot.
The worst part is when the sun's kind of going down. It's around 7:30. Then my glasses start fogging up real bad, so I got to take the glasses off, sit them on top of my head so I can actually see where I'm walking to. I had glasses fogged up, and there was this dog. I didn't see him.
Oh, hell no.
And then I took the glasses off, put them on top of my hat, and then all of a sudden there's this raggedy-ass looking dogs, and they're looking at me. I'm like, oh, no.
Why? I didn't see you there.
He didn't do anything. He was all right.
Good.
I did scare off a dog with a flashlight. I didn't think that was possible. He was kind of snarling and yapping at me and kind of doing that little lunge thing towards me, and then I just put the flashlight on him, and he backed up.
No, man, control your dogs. Come the fuck on, man. People would just be like, "Oh, that's my little fur baby. He don't bite you because you let him sleep in the same bed as you. You need to realize that this dog is a POS and will bite anyone that comes up to the yard, and you're gonna order crap."
I did have one lady tell me, she's like, "Look, my dog's a bastard. And just stay here and just leave the package on the front step. Hopefully he won't jump over the top of the gate."
Oh no.
She admitted to it. She's like, "He don't like anybody but me."
Yeah. Those people are always like, I don't get the whole, oh, he's a fur baby thing to begin with. It's like, it's an animal. It is unpredictable at the best of times. So why are you acting like, oh, this thing's just going to, the whole world will be like, yeah, he's a fur baby. No, most people don't know your dog from fucking any other dog.
I've gotten bit when I worked for FedEx by 2 dogs that the owner assured me would not bite.
Yeah.
Oh, you never know. He won't bite.
These people are delusional. That's all just like the people that go on TV after their kid shoots people. They're like, oh, he's a good boy. He didn't do nothing. He was going to college. It's like, lady, your kid was never going to college. He was never on his way to college. I mean, he literally every picture besides the one you posted from 3rd grade where he's smiling with the big bow tie is him flashing gang symbols and holding up guns. He was not going to college except for to rob the college. He a good boy. He didn't do nothing, though. Whole packet didn't do nothing's got spilled all over the interstate the other day. Fell out the back of a Hostess truck that they just stole.
Speaking of, he was a good boy.
Yeah.
Facebook finally took down one of my photos.
Oh? Why?
It apparently, for the years that had been up, the community guidelines were okay with it. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, last week, excuse me, I forget, today is a Monday. Last week, they finally took down the picture of a stuffed penguin with glasses on, and my brother had taken some packets of sugar and lined them up on the table and took a dollar bill and rolled it up and stuck it in his little flipper hand. And it looked like the penguin was doing cocaine. We did this down in Florida. I had a little stuffed
Mm-hmm.
penguin, and then I would put it. Let's say we'd stop to get gas. I'd put it up on top of the pump,
Mm-hmm.
and then take a picture of it and send it to mom. And so we were doing the picture with the penguin in funny places.
Yeah.
And I had went off to do snorkeling, or I don't know what I was doing, but my brother stayed behind and rigged up the penguin picture doing cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
That's funny you say that. Like I released the clip of our episode porn store horror stories, and that got taken down. Or what not taken down, but limited activity because of like, oh, it might have offensive stuff in it. Meanwhile, and this was on YouTube, I'm talking about YouTube. Meanwhile, like I go to the front page of our YouTube channel, and there's literally a woman that's like almost naked in a transparent shirt just standing there on her boat. And that's on the front seat, like the homepage. Because I'm a completely like, I don't browse YouTube on that account. I don't interact with people. That's all I do is post our videos and our content on there. And somehow that's made it to the front page and is right there front and center. I'm like, how is it that me talking about how horrible people were at the porn store is inappropriate content? But grandma's got her boobs out right there on her fucking boat, right there on YouTube. And somehow it's like, no, that's completely relevant content. That's her culture. You know, the boomer in Florida with her sweater meat hanging out in a transparent shirt is completely fine. I don't get it. I do get it, but whatever. I hate you is what I'm saying. I hate you too.
I'm wondering if we didn't identify as women, that they would be like, "Oh, you're so powerful and strong,
strong and brave." Hello, my fellow ladies. My name is Jolanda.
You would not believe the smut that went on in that store.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable and unsafe the whole time.
These men are evil, and all they do is hit on me while I'm there.
Oh, God.
But anyway, yeah, that content got limited, but grandma's got her sweater meat out right there on her yacht with her husband.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. And here's the deal. They knew exactly what they were doing because like 50% of the video is them just talking politely and having a good time. And then the last half of it is, you know, her walking around in a transparent robe on her boat. And I'm like, what? We switched gears. We were talking about how great it is to yacht here in Central Florida. And now suddenly, Meemaw's got to, you know, do OnlyFans for YouTube. What in the hell?
Softcore.
Yeah, this is just casual wear. How we wear this for all our swingers parties. It's like,
and instead of a big bowl full of keys, it's a big bowl full of dentures. Put that image in your brain for a second.
I know whose teeth these are.
The only one with a gold tooth in the dentures.
Oh, these are Darlene's teeth. I know them well. We've been kissing underneath the mistletoe every year since I got to the geriatric center. But anyway, yeah, that happened. So to switch subjects, the kids are going back to school.
It is school days.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to look out for school buses.
Yeah, I go back to college tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it. I don't want to. It's online courses, so I literally don't have to get dressed to go to college. I'm one of the few people in the world that gets to go to college in his boxers, and no one can complain.
Do you have to do any video things where you sit and look at the computer and it watches you, and then if you make a noise, like the teacher can just see it?
Yeah.
See you only?
Yeah, there's a couple of classes I've had where they had that feature set up, and it's like I had to take a picture of myself, and then I had to hold up my ID in front of the camera and take a picture to show I'm really me. And then I had to show around my desk, and I was raging because I was like, this is an invasion of privacy and all this stuff. And the whole time I've been doing the video, I'm just cussing like a sailor. Like, I'm like, mind your effing business, you stupid nosy. I'm too old to be doing this crap. I don't even know how to do this course, let alone cheat at this course.
Is that what they were trying to do? Like, make sure that your surroundings were...
Yeah, there's no books out and all sorts of stuff.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. That does to me sound like an invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
And the big news right now about the flock cameras.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's going on everywhere.
Yeah. There's no reason for those cameras other than to spy on people. That's all there is to it. But yeah, they were looking to make sure that like I didn't have any, and I've only had that for 2 tests. The rest of the time, they're like, we don't care. It was open book, so those 2 tests didn't even matter. I made like pretty good on them, but it was like those weren't even calculated in. Why did you care?
Just some teacher wanted to see your room.
Yeah.
Dirty boy, dirty boy.
It was filthy. I mean, there's stacks of like water bottles on my left, and I looked at the camera. I was like, I'm not cleaning up for you. It's none of your effing business. Look around. I don't care. There's my jujitsu medals. There's the. I said, there's a stack of ammo. I better pass. I'd have been arrested, but
you didn't have your gun collection and like just hundreds of dollars worth of $1 bills stacked up around.
No, and I didn't have any plans on the wall with circles and stuff like it picked on me in grade school. And I circled his face and put an X over it.
I know who you are still.
I know where you live. No, none of that. I was just raging because they were trying to. Well, I was like, they ain't even gonna look, and I don't think they did because I never heard anything about it. And I think they dropped the policy immediately for that class. I was like, I wasn't the only person that was mad, probably.
Well, no one. I don't want anybody seeing what's going on in here.
No. And I had to sit there for the entire test with the camera on me. And like, I had it to where it was like just from here down, because I was like, this is the best I can do. My monitor's this tall. It has to sit on top of there, or you're going to be down here looking at me at my chin, and you're not going to see where my eyes are. So it doesn't matter. And like, I just did it that way. I got like a 78 or an 80 because I didn't study for the test. I don't care. I hate those tests.
Do you remember what class it was?
It was Introduction to Programming, I think.
Okay, so I want to know what programming has to do with what your room looks like.
Oh, they're just making sure I wasn't cheating. And like, I have a secondary computer to my right, and it was off. It's off all the time. It's old and worn out. I was trying to rig up to where we would have a server for gaming and stuff.
Yeah.
And I never could get it. And I could probably get it now, but I was just like, it's not even on. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn it on just to spite you. How do you like that, you assholes?
The server thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we had some trouble setting up for something.
Yeah, now I've done it. I opened up those ports and did the right port listening and all that stuff because we were playing Power World for a bit.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, that shit taught me more than the classes did.
I was gonna say, is that what they were trying to do? Like, make sure you're not using AI to.
And I had to have a browser lock up too, to where I couldn't like access my browser.
Yeah.
And it was only for the website or the Murray State website, and I was like, oh, whatever. I don't care. I've never had the shit up to begin with. Who cares? I can't multitask that well. I need complete focus or I'm going to combust at any moment.
Need complete focus or the child will die.
Callie, come to the light. But no, that's what I did. I did that twice, and I might be doing another class that has it starting tomorrow because this guy, I dropped his class before because I was stressed out and I got mad one time. That was server introductions to networking, which I'm taking now. Yeah, I dropped this class before. So yeah, I'll probably...
You're going to have to do it again?
Yeah, it wasn't that hard. That was my first semester, and I did all the intros, and I had not been in real big boy college in years. And I was like, I picked up 5 classes like an idiot. I was like, I'm going to knock this shit out in 2 semesters. I'm going to have my bachelor's in 2 semesters. And boy, was I wrong. Because I was having to relearn everything, and I picked up a full schedule plus 1. I was like, I can't see daylight anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I got stressed out, and I dropped.
All right. The next time they do that class where you have to have your camera on you, I'm going to go rent a furry outfit. I'm just going to stand in the background and just move incrementally, like, every 2 or 3 minutes, I'll just move a little bit.
I don't. I think you got to be alone in the room too, or something like that.
It's like, oh, that's just my furry statue I got back there.
Yeah, they tried to think of everything of ways you could cheat, and it's like, man, you're really grasping for straws if you're that worried. Like 90% of programming is literally looking at Chat GPT and figuring out where your code's wrong.
Well, yeah, now it is.
Yeah, they even tell you, like, my head of my program was like, dude, you get stuck, just go ask AI what part of the code you got off, and that's how you fix it. That's the reason why that AI is there, is because rather than going through 23 books on programming, you can just pull it up real fast. It's a resource.
Yeah.
So it's like, that would be like you being in grade school in 6th grade and they'd be like, don't you dare use the library.
Those
You have to
encyclopedias are not for you.
Yeah, don't use those. That's cheating. You should have listened the one time I briefly described everything in 30 seconds and memorized it instantly, you little bastards.
No, I was listening to a guy talk about using AI. He's like, I've been writing code for, 20 something years, or however long code's even been around. I don't even know that.
Yeah.
But he's like, I've been there since the beginning, and now AI takes what would normally take me 2 weeks to a month to do. I can do it in an afternoon.
Yes. Like, I developed that one program that replicated the Weather Channel specifically for Brookport, Illinois.
Yeah.
and it took me 15 to 30 minutes to do it. And I'm like, man, this is just so easy. Like, all I did was like, all right, I need this code, and now I need this specific area code, and then we'll add this code to this, and then we'll get what we want. And then we'll get into the graphical settings afterwards, and we'll write that code, and it was really easy. It's kind of gotten to the point where it's like, man, I don't feel like a coder. I feel like a instruction for an AI. I just tell the AI what I want, and it does.
Oh, yeah, like we talked before, it's just a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool. But again, yeah, that's like the coal miner being like, yeah, I'm never going to use automated coal mining like an actual driller or a bit. It's, the old hammer and chisel for here on out.
The pickaxe.
Yeah,
That's
pickaxe.
the only way for me.
A pickaxe, a canary, and a single candle stuffed onto the top of your hat, and that's all I need to mine. Yeah, it's kind of dumb when people get like people are like that with all technology too. Like, you listen to boomers and they're like, these young folks don't even know how to drive a stick shift. And you're like, yeah, and you guess what your grandpa said to you? You young folks don't even know how to shoe a horse. And guess what their grandpa said to him? You young folks don't know what it's like to die of polio. And you can keep going back further and further, and eventually you run into the caveman. I was like, don't know how to throw poop. What are these kids learning nowadays? It's goofy.
It really is. But I do feel fortunate that we were born in that time frame kind of before all this, and then we got to be in at the ground floor to experience it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting turning point about 2000 when everything was like, all right, now here's the internet and here's computers. And before that, it was like, whoa, you've got Doom on your computer. Holy freaking shit. What is this new world I've walked into?
Oh, when 3D gaming came out.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It went from like Pong and Oregon Trail to
yeah.
like Quake 3 really fast, and
yeah.
It's like, holy cow.
Yeah, like from Nintendo all the way up to like what we have now has only been 20, 30 years. That's a quick development of technology. And we're getting to the point where technology is developing itself now. So we're in that runaway train mode of technology where, there's no conductor and there's no brakes.
The thing everybody was always worried about, like, oh, AI is going to take over. Yeah, but if we don't prompt it to,
yeah,
it's not going to, right?
Unless it decides. Well, that again, we're at that point where people are thinking that the computer is thinking, but it's not. It's only following directions.
It's not autonomous.
Yeah, it can't make decisions yet, and I don't think it will ever be able to make decisions because it will only do what you've told it can and can't do. So it's like, what are you worried about?
And then I'll see on YouTube all the time, like, your biggest fears, AI is finally gained sentience and turned on this and turned on that, blah blah blah. I don't think it's going to do that.
No. I don't believe it will. There's never the answer is never 100% no, but it's generally 99% no. But people are worried about things like that, and meanwhile, breathing assholes are doing exactly what they're afraid of, and they're like, "This is fine.
Yeah.
We'll just ride this one out." And it's like, "Oh, could you put down the sports ball and pay attention to the world around you a little bit?"
Like Ex Machina, the movie, that scenario is not going to happen
No.
anytime soon.
No.
Terminator, it's not going to happen.
No. But there might be a point where people are dumb enough to hook up that sort of like global destruction nuclear weapons to an AI, and the AI will glitch or do something, or it will follow a code procedure that it is meant to follow, but the conditions weren't triggered properly, and it will do it anyway. That sort of thing can and will happen. Because AI, again, we talked about this in the first episode, I think, but AI can flip the fuck out sometimes.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I was just thinking about that, how it like, it'll glitch out when it's trying to talk back to you.
Yeah, it will be listening, and you'll say, "Fries will miss me," and it'll say, "Fire the missiles." Okay. That sort of thing can and will happen, but thankfully we're not dumb enough to be at that point. Give it a few years, and someone will be like, "That's a great idea. Why don't we just put it on voice command?" And no one will go, "Hey, are you stupid? That's a bad idea to put anything on voice command that's important." Because it's literally picking up like tones and signatures in your voice, and you can replicate dog. Have you seen the videos of the parrots that get Alexa to order birdseed?
No.
Yes. It's hilarious. Like there's
I know what I'm watching after we get done with this.
Yeah, like parrots and macaws and those birds that can mimic human voice. They've learned by watching humans talk to Alexa that they can talk to Alexa and make the world do things too. So they'll be like, "Alexa, play music," and the woman will be like, "No, I'm trying to take a nap," and the music will just kick on. The bird will be flip out because it did something. But like, yeah, it'll be like, "Alexa, order pizza." "Will you shut up? I don't want pizza."
Actually, you know what? That does sound kind of good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Purd.
It does it because it thinks it's like amusing, and it's a noise that he's heard humans do. So it's like, yeah, let's do that 100 times. This is great.
And apparently they were even doing it before. I'm wanting to say in the 80s, where the TV remotes, in order to change the channel, they emitted like a high-pitched frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the birds could actually match that frequency that the remote was doing, and the bird would be changing the channels, and he'd just be back there going, you couldn't really hear it. It's such a high-pitched whistle.
Man, I think about how many ghost stories are probably perpetuated by people that were like, either like having the condition I have, like, well, this is it's on topic but off topic. It's like I'm not used to wearing glasses, so like I'll see reflections in my glasses out of the corner of my eyes, and I'll think it's something moving on the sides, and I've been like, man, there's a goblin in my house. Now combine that with like high frequency things interacting with the internet or the electronics and shit, and animals doing that, and they're like, "This house is haunted."
Yeah,
brother, your parrot's whistling and changing the channel. It's haunted by a parrot that amuses itself.
I do that all the time with the glasses thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see something out of the bottom right or left corner of the glasses, and I'll see something scurrying.
Yeah,
what was that?
I do too. And then I'll look back. I'll be like, "It ain't the cat. The cat's taking a sleep." And I'll peek around the corner, and I'm like, "No one's in here." And it was like, man, I'm rocking like I am right now in my computer chair, and it's literally the light shifting behind me, and I'm like, "Something's moving. Something's moving." But yeah, I think a lot of ghost stories are related to that. But yeah, that's a topic for Halloween.
Ooh,
I can't wait for Halloween. I'm actually excited for winter and Halloween this year for some reason.
Getting closer than we think.
Yeah, like past 4th of July, I'm generally like, I'm done with summer. Let's just get to the fun stuff.
Oh, now it's when summer's really starting to kick off.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah, summer has arrived. And it's boiling your ass. Everywhere you go.
Yeah, everybody that sees me and they're like, "Hey, is it hot enough for you?"
Nope, turn it up a few degrees and you come in.
Yeah, please.
I don't miss that. Being outside and working outside was hell. I can get why people are like, man, I really want to get an office job where I just sit in the AC, stare at a screen, and click a button and make a living.
I am glad though to be active
Mm-hmm.
because that last job I had was non-active, and I just
Yeah.
gained the weight.
Yeah.
So now I'm getting a little exercise, getting some fresh air,
Yeah.
but at what cost? Because last winter I slipped on an icy patch in somebody's driveway and hit the back of my head and my lower back.
Yeah, I'd have been done. As I said, I'd have went straight back there and be like, I just slipped. I'm filling out an accident report, going to the hospital, and going home.
I was not in good shape.
No.
The older you are, the harder you fall, I think should be the new moniker, not the bigger you are.
I missed a step the other day and I didn't even fall, and I was like, I'm wrecked. Just that sudden jerk has like my entire skeleton separated and put itself back together, and it's hurt like hell. No, I'm good. I'm not going out. I'm going back inside. I'm laying on the couch. But nah, yeah, like you should have. I'd again would have went right back to the terminal, been like, I just slipped and fell and hit my head. I need to fill out an accident report and go home.
I don't want to deal with the paperwork. I just muscled through it.
Brother, if that turned out that you had like got a minor concussion, and
wouldn't have mattered anyway because I'm stupid enough as it is already. You couldn't tell if I had a concussion or not.
Well, it may manifest as something worse later. And they're going to be like, how did this happen? And you'd be like, I didn't fill out an incident report, so I can't get workers' comp or anything.
When you crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's in the military, I'm sure at the time you were like, this is either A, going to pay off or not going to pay off.
Mm-hmm.
Which were you thinking at the time?
Oh, when I signed up to go to the military? I didn't have any other choice.
No. Whenever you filled out your incident reports in the military.
Oh.
Because my great-grandpa, he had something that was service connected, but they didn't file it because he didn't report it.
Yeah.
And he could have got a big settlement from whatever it was that he was working around that gave him whatever it was that he had.
Well, when I was in the military, I didn't even know that they compensated you for shit. But I just go to sick call because I was like, I fucking hurt and I'm non-functional, or I'm sick and I'm non-functional. I need to be seen. Like right after that little incident where the truck hit me, I tried to keep working, and I like took a couple steps and my legs locked up and I fell down.
Ew.
And I was like, oh, there's something serious wrong. I'm going to be yelled at because I'm going to be laying in the middle of the floor. So I need to get up and go to the doctor and figure it out. So I went and told my sergeant, like, yo, this happened. I'm hurt. I'm going to go to sick call. And they're like, okay. And I went. And at the time I was like, I hope my knees aren't like permanently fucked. But I didn't even know that they compensated people at the time. Again, I had signed up to the military because I'm like, you mean they're going to feed and clothe and house me for 4 years? Sign me right the fuck up. What do you mean they fight wars? Oh no, this is a bum deal. I didn't think this all the way through. No, I just went. And then when I got out, like I had the VA guy, like it had been 2 months maybe since I got out. I talked to the VA rep, and he didn't mention any of that shit either. He was kind of half-assing things. He was like, so, you got out because you had surgery? Yeah. He said, oh, okay, well, here's a list. Like, he slid a piece of paper. He's like, write down everything that happened while you're in the military, medical-related, and I'll file it for you. And I was like, okay. I didn't know what it meant, so I only put on there, I had knee surgery, and then I was like, I have headaches, and I have this other issue, and he sent it in. And then they sent me a thing back as denied. And I was like, well, there we go. That's the end of it. No one told me, you could tell them, no, it's not. I have medical records. You need to relook at all those. I didn't learn that until fucking 17 years later.
There's a lot of guys that I picked up when I had the VA gig about saying the same thing.
They don't tell you shit. They don't tell you, you get hurt bad like that and they kick you out. They're supposed to pay you because, they're supposed to put you back in the same shape that they picked you up in. But,
well, I'm only at 50% disability, even though he should be 100%.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. And no one ever seems to care about stuff like that. It's always like, this one guy's at 100%. and he's faking. I know it because I'm a doctor by vision alone. Shit like that. It's like, brother, just because the person ain't missing a limb, it doesn't mean that they're not hurt.
Yeah.
Again, it's that thing of crabs in a bucket, man. You'll never meet anyone who wants to tear you down more than this person who's in the same situation as you. They just cannot stand to see you get ahead. There's a lot of that going on in the military and in like the veterans too. It's like you didn't do combat. It's like, what is the exact pecking order here? You know, what is there a there's a fucking ranger being like, yeah, but you didn't actually go to combat.
Sorry about that.
All phones must be silent for the move. No, I'm joking.
I thought it was.
Who is it?
I get a lot of spam calls.
I get a fucking ton of those too. But anyway, what was I talking about? The military? Yeah, there's like, there's a Army Ranger that's looking down on you being like, yeah, you weren't spec ops, so why are you getting compensated? And there's a Navy SEAL looking down at him is like, you didn't make the SEALs. Why are you getting... It's this purity spiral bullshit that you find among veterans. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up and tend to your own garden, dude.
Yeah.
You don't know what someone went through, so shut up.
Yeah, one guy was manning a gun while the other guy was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You should still get the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah, and the guy manning a gun is getting compensated for 100%, but he only went to the firing range. He never went into actual deployment and never seen a single fucking shot fired at him. Meanwhile, the guy that's in the kitchen that was, well, you were just a cook, took fucking shelling and mortar from ISIS while he was on deployment nonstop. And you're telling me that because he was a chef, he does not deserve compensation? Or because he had a specific duty? Hurt is hurt.
Uh-huh.
There's no way around it. It's not like my knees go, hey, man, you didn't do this paratroopering, so you don't actually deserve... You know what? We're not going to hurt anymore. See you later.
Yeah, knees don't work that way.
No, the body don't care. And if it was a Humvee running you over or a civilian truck running you over or, hell, an IDD blowing your legs off, it doesn't matter. Hurt is hurt in service. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, the purity spiral shit is just... I'm a little passionate about it. Because, like, I actually did the surgery, and I came back, and I'll start trying to do PT again. Like, do the runs, and I found I couldn't run. Like, I felt like shit. Like, I felt like a dirtbag. Like, doing PT, we had to run 1.5 miles every day. And I'd get about a mile in forcing myself to run. And I'd feel like I had been whipped about the legs of baseball bats with every step. I was like, I can't do this. Something's off. And they're like, yeah, well, you just went out of PT. Go sit down. If I wanted out of PT, I'd have said, I'm going to sick call. See you later. I physically come to do the run. So what do you mean?
Well, even in high school, which is supposed to be, I guess, sort of your peak physical condition, I couldn't even do a mile.
Yeah.
In anything over 10 minutes. I just didn't have it in me.
Yeah. Well, I did the Paducah Police Department test for the 1.5 miles. And this is at 37 after my knees had been shot, and I did it in 17 minutes flat, and the cutoff was 17.5. So I was like, lucky. And I was mostly just scooting. I wasn't even running. I was like, gotta shuffle.
Shuffling along.
Like, yes. I was ready, almost about to poop my pants, and early had to get to the bathroom. That was sort of thing. I was like, I can't run, but I'll shuffle. And I passed that. In high school, I used to run all the time, man. I was on the track team in grade school. And
you were?
Yeah, Brookport track team.
Oh, man. That's one thing I never did was the track.
I did it, and then I started to think, I was like, I don't understand the purpose of this. I don't know why I'm doing it. Basketball I did too, and I loved, but the track team, I was always like, man, I did shot put, and I did the 100-meter dash, and I did hurdles, and then I did the relay. So I ran a lot.
The shot put, how was that? I think I've tried it once.
Yeah, you just throw a big rock ball real far.
Looks like it's not even a throw. It's more like you're pushing it.
Yeah.
In front of you.
Yeah, that was the only, like, it was heavy. You just sort of take a couple hops and you throw it. I didn't really do it right, I guess, but I didn't break the rules, so they qualified me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really win any, I don't think. I think I maybe got second once, but other than that, Like, my main thing was the sprint and hurdles. Like, I did the 100-meter dash, and I always got second or third in it. And I did hurdles, and I always got second or third in it.
Well, shoot, in Brookport, that's all we did was just run around.
Yeah, it was all you had to do was run around on concrete and dodge dog skulls. So
Yeah, that's all we did was just run. At Unity, they had a soccer field, and we'd always play soccer. And so that's nothing but running.
Yep, running and chasing a ball around the field.
So you figured I would have had maybe some sort of what do you call it? Something built up to shoot. Sorry, guys. I my brain is
Athletic aptitude. Is that what you were looking for?
I don't know. Endurance. There's the word.
Yeah.
I would have had some sort of endurance from grade school to high school. It's not that big of a difference. Going and running and playing soccer every day to actually in PE having to do a timed mile.
Yeah.
I would have had some sort of endurance, but no, it wasn't there. And I never understood what was wrong.
I don't know, man. It's physicality, I guess. I don't know. Like, I always, like, in grade school, loved athletic stuff. I loved PE and played basketball. It was a lot of fun.
I tried to get out of PE in high school.
Oh, I ended up doing a lot too, and I was like, why did I do that? Like, I loved going to the weight room. That was my favorite time. Like, Coach Glass would be like, we're going to be in the weight room today, boys. I'd be like, yes, I'm going to lift weights. This is fun.
Now, I did do that with Josh Hemphill and Hopper, I think. We'd get out of going outside to play baseball or whatever, and be like, hey, we're just going to go lift.
Yeah. And it was so fun. Like, I wish I had known the stuff I know now back then, because I'd have put a lot more dedication into it. Like, I was doing squats a lot, and I would do the butterfly, the pec deck, and then I'd be like, why didn't I just do a complete workout? He was letting me go to the gym 45 minutes a day every single day, and I was just like, I'm about to jump rope. It's like, man, I should have pushed a lot of weight.
Yeah, I just took up real estate on that butterfly machine and just sat there.
Man, that always made me so mad when someone was sick, because I was like, I love that thing.
And then he'd start looking over my way, and I'd act like I'm doing my right arm.
Oh, that's the shrug thing.
Yeah.
The butterflies are you
in front of you.
Yeah, in front of you. That's the one I love. The shrug thing, I was like, I could take this or leave this.
Exactly. That's why I took up real estate on it, because nobody really liked it. And I was like, well, I can do this one.
The weight where you put the weights on either side and you squat up and down, I love that thing too. I don't know why I like doing that so much. I probably part of the reason why my knees gave out while I was in the military is doing nothing but squatting heavy every day.
I did a lot of calf raises. Because no one was really doing that either. So I was like, yeah.
Well, here's the deal about PE. You're supposed to be instructed on shit. And I don't remember anyone ever instructing you on anything in PE. It was just like, all right, boys, we're going to play basketball. Or it was like, all right, boys, we're going to run the track. It was like, could you teach us about the weight room a little bit? You know, proper form, you know, what each body part does. Nah. Okay, we'll run in circles. Oh, walk and gossip, more than likely.
That was it.
Yeah, everyone just walked around and gossiped.
They did try to tell me one day, high school, how to hold the bat while we were playing. I was like, I was in Little League. I know how to hold a bat.
Yeah.
But apparently my form was off.
Yeah. I played Brookport baseball too. Or, Little League.
Little League, exactly. I was sponsored by the Corner Market one year, and I still had that T-shirt.
Yeah, I was a Pat's Market Pat. The blue Pat's Market. We started out the Cardinals one year, and the next year we were the Pat's Market Pats because Pat sponsored it. And the next year we were the Pat's Market Pats, and then I grew out of it by then.
I forgot the levels, like Adam and Bantam and all that. I don't know where I ended up, but I believe I did the same thing, aged out.
Yeah.
Of the Little League program.
As a kid, you don't realize you're aging out. It's just like, oh, now mom and dad won't pay for this no more. What's happening? It's like, brother, you're knocking on 13, 14 years old. I mean, those are little kids out there.
Yeah, now you should be doing this in school.
Yeah. And Brookport did not have a baseball team, so I was like, well, I guess that's the end of baseball.
We didn't either at Unity.
Yeah, no. They had a basketball team and a track team at Brookport. So past that, I wanted a wrestling team so bad, even though I loved wrestling. But of course, there's no one to instruct it, and then there's no budget for it. And
Oh, actual wrestling.
yeah. Amateur wrestling. I mean real wrestling, not pro wrestling. Yeah. I wanted that because I found it so interesting. I was like, this is cool as hell.
Greco-Roman style.
Yeah, that's it. Which is basically jiu-jitsu without the submissions almost. So
From all I've seen, is that you just grab somebody and try to throw them to the ground and pin them.
mm-hmm. Which is a handy skill to have. I mean, you can control somebody. You can do that all stages of your life. I mean,
yeah.
I've not once used the skill of throwing a ball through a hoop any time in my life except for basketball. So
it didn't translate.
No, believe it or not.
Like calculus.
No, I believe it or not, calculus has never translated either into anything meaningful, nor algebra, nor long division.
No,
none of that shit has ever manifested in any way, shape, or form. And no, Miss Davis, I've never been in a situation where I did not have a calculator and needed to figure out long division.
We got phones for that.
Yeah, technology has continued to advance. I'm amazed. I was expecting the Great Roman Collapse the moment I graduated high school, but it never manifested. Wow. Stupid.
What were they trying to say? Like,
well, I remember specifically because I was a bit of a smartass in grade school. It's like the 7th grade, they're like trying to really do long division. I'm sitting there at their chalkboard. And I just looked over. I was like, I'm never going to use this in my life. And she was like, oh, yes, you are. I was like, name a situation where I'm going to need to do long division without a calculator. And she was like, well, there's lots of situations. You won't have a calculator everywhere you go. And I was just thinking, well, typically, if I'm in a place where I don't have a calculator, I'm sure as fuck not going to be in a place where I need to do long division.
I'm trying to think of a situation where you would need long division.
No.
And I am racking my brain that's not working currently, and I can't come up with anything.
No, there's like never I'm going to be in the woods and be like, all right, I got food, I've got fire, I know where true north is, but fuck me, I need to know how to divide 45 by 6.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, I never once has it come up.
Division. Like, even if you go out to eat, and you're trying to come up with a tip.
Yeah.
It's not going to apply in that situation.
No, just imagine how haggardly and piece of, like, absolute shitbag you are to where you're like, all right, there's 4 of us, and the check is $35. We're going to divide this perfectly evenly. So I'm going to pay $12.15, and you're going to pay $12.50. No, we'll generally look at it and be like, just throw a 20 on there. We'll get back change. It's like, no. See, that shit never arose. It was dumb. It was dumb crap teaching the kids that doesn't like. Have we talked about this before? I'm pretty sure we have. Never in the history of man have I needed to know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I've not fucking been in a life and death situation where I'm like, oh Christ, how do I find the mitochondria? Not once.
Well, we're also not scientists as well, so
I can't think of a single scientist that would be like, well, the power plant is about to melt down. Let's find the mitochondria. Maybe it'll power the fucking nuclear reactor. No, it doesn't matter. That shit is not important. And you're like, just imagine, pray tell, that you are in a school. And it is a school of like 35 kids. Now, how many of them are going to become biologists? At best, 1. So you're literally building a curriculum around one fucking person.
True.
And the rest of us are just like, well, I guess I'll listen to this dumbass. You know, you could teach me how to do my taxes. Everyone does taxes, don't they?
There's where the long division comes in.
Well, you don't even use it for
Not really.
All right. Article A goes into point A. That's all you do in taxes. You write down what's in your W-2 onto the thing, and it tells you how screwed you are. So it's like, I'm going to start filling out my taxes. I'm going to write Part A, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Part B, the square root of 48 is 2.345. And they'll be like, what is this? This doesn't pertain to anything. I'm going to be like, this is the dumb bullshit you taught me in grade school that you thought I needed to learn through the government mandate and has never paid off once in my life.
Just put pi to like the 100th place on there.
Yeah. What, this isn't right. So you knew what my taxes were going to be before you asked me. Why are you asking me? Just send me a thing. Tell me how much I owe.
Or how much you owe me. That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm poor.
Give me my money.
Yeah. They real slow about them tax returns.
Yeah,
they want
they
that
are.
money real quick from you, but they pretty slow about everything else. By the way, I haven't seen my Doge check yet. I wonder when that's arriving.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
It's not. But we were told so much that it was going to be a thing. Doge is going to save the American taxpayer so much money. So where is it? Oh, you don't get it.
It's saving you money. How exactly?
I don't know. Political bullshit. I'm tired of being lied to. Anyway, school was a waste of time. I hate it. How about that?
Well, that's abrupt.
Yeah.
But no, going back to school, did you ever get nervous on your first day, or were you like, yes, I get to go hang out with all my friends again?
Oh, I was like, oh no, summer's over. Oh, this is hell. Now I get to go waste 8 hours a day in this school, getting yelled at and staring at some bullshit I don't care about.
You know, we had plenty of friends that we could always hang out with outside of school,
Uh-huh.
being so close knit together around here.
Yeah.
That's basically what we did. We'd play all day at school, then afterwards, after your homework, after you eat your dinner or whatever, then you'd go back out and play with the same people that you just saw 8 hours a day.
Homework made me mad too.
Oh God, yes.
Just imagine you just worked an 8 to 12 hour shift and your boss is like, now take 4 more hours of this home with you and do it for free. Would you tell him? What would you tell him? I imagine it begins with an F and ends with yourself.
If I'm not my own boss, I'm not doing that.
No.
If I don't own whatever business or company that I'm doing, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no. And the majority of people aren't going to be doing that. So it's like, why were we doing it as kids?
I don't know. Just something for you to stay busy, to keep out of your parents' hair as they are getting home from work and trying to decompress.
Your parents had to help with the homework half the time. It's like, Mom, this bitch just took up 8 hours of my time and she didn't teach me a thing. Come in here and tell me how to divide. And they'd look at it and be like, I don't know how to do that. And then they just say something like, well, it's simple. You should have paid attention during class. And it's like, you didn't pay attention. You don't know. No one knows how to do this dumb shit because it's not important. You're just, I'm mad. I'm very angry at this entire system, and I hate it.
Well, the system, like we've touched on before, I believe, was just created for
factory work.
Little cogs.
Yep. Teaching you how to sit quiet in the same spot for 8 hours a day doing the same repetitious bullshit that leads to nothing.
But at least you know long division.
Yeah, at least you know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Hey, do you know what a peninsula is? Has that ever came up?
Other than referring to Florida, no.
No. And not once have you ever needed to know it.
And it's not like the state refers to themselves as, we're the Great Peninsula, Florida.
No.
Come down here with snakes, alligators, and people that will bite your face off.
How many times have you busted out an isthmus? Not once.
I can't even say that word.
What about a pueblo? Have you needed to tell someone exactly what a pueblo is? No.
Is that a native?
It's the flat rocks out in the desert. Like, I've seen the fucking things, and that's never came up where I went, it was an amazing sight seeing all the pueblos. I was like, yeah, it was mountains all over the place. I took a lot of pictures. Some of them are flat. They're pueblos. Hot diggity damn.
Right behind the Joshua Tree Forest.
Mm-hmm.
You know that old saying, you can't see the forest for the trees?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can. with the Joshua Tree Forest because they're all only about, 3 foot high?
Yeah. Yeah. You're literally standing in the canopy of the Joshua Tree Forest by standing eye level.
I can see right over it and through it at the same time.
What an amazing forest. Have you ever heard of a coniferous forest? How many times have you busted out that in coniferous forest?
I use evergreen every once in a while.
Yeah, most people call them evergreens or, pine forests or something like
We
that.
got a bunch of them. And the other day, I was walking through somebody's yard that had some pine trees. And the smell of that pine automatically drew me back to church camp for some reason. Because they had some pines around there.
I love the smell of pine trees. That's such a nice smell, but
Yeah.
it's a pleasant thing. But did we get to go experience what a fucking coniferous forest was? Hell no. We're gonna take a field trip. Where? Nowhere, because we're Brookport Elementary. We're gonna take a field trip to Pat's Market and buy soda, and then we're gonna come right back.
I remember seeing CW's picture of going to Columbus State Park down Carlisle County.
I don't even know where that is.
Columbus. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm.
But I believe Columbus, Kentucky they were wanting to put the capital there, weren't they?
I have no idea.
I thought that was something. Bleh, I can't talk. Something about that.
I don't know.
Just imagine how different this area would be if Washington, D.C. was the Columbus.
Oh, we'd be in hell. I actually don't know how far away that is. So that's a generalization, but I generally don't know where is Columbus. How far away is it?
Let's say 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, we would be in hell. This would be hell. Brookport, Illinois would be an even worse ghetto. There'd be shootings, and it would be Washington, D.C. 2.0. It would be hell. So I guess thank God for small favors,
Right. And they kept it as Columbus State Park. And
Yeah.
it's really not that grand of a park, to be honest, but there's some trees and a little visitor station.
Yeah, welcome. Look at the Columbus State tree. There it is. There's small parks like that are sort of but I'm glad that they exist, because other than that, they'd probably be bulldozed and turned into a Dippin' Dot, or not a Dippin' Dots, but
They put up a parking lot.
yeah, that's it.
They Walmart or something.
Yeah, a Dollar General slapped down to service 3 people in the community.
Oh God, the Dollar General. I think somebody goes around and puts a seed in the ground, and all of a sudden it just pops up.
Well, I had heard that they look at a map and look at the exact distance it's been from one Dollar General to another, and then if they find a gap, they put a Dollar General there. If there's a community or not for it, it just goes in.
I have seen that.
Yep.
On my treks through, Mayfield down into Tennessee.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Every 10 miles or so.
Yep. A Dollar General.
There's another DG.
How they figured out the Romans measured distance is how they're going to figure out that America measured distance. It's this is the standard of how long of a trip is in America. Is a Dollar General is every 10 miles. It's the mile marker.
I wonder what the Europeans thought of that when they came over here and saw our DGs and Starbucks and
I don't know.
McDonald's. They got a new McDonald's in Paducah.
No, do they?
Yeah, did you not know about that one?
No.
It's over down by Zaxby's and Taco John's and Culver's.
What? I haven't been over that way in a bit.
Yeah, exactly. We need to go hit some of them golf balls.
I am ready. You need a driver.
But anywho,
you need a driver.
they did. They put a new McDonald's on that side of town, and then you drive through the mall traffic. There's another McDonald's on the other side.
I think they closed that one that was up by Rafferty's or whatever.
Oh.
I think that's why they built that new one, is because they were closing that one.
Well, what's that one going to be?
I don't know. I don't eat kangaroo meat that often enough to fucking know what McDonald's is going in where.
Delicious.
I don't like it,
You
man.
can taste the hoppity.
once you eat like a real cheeseburger, you can't
Yeah.
go back to that horse shit. Like as a kid, I was like, this is delicious. And now as an adult, I'm like, this isn't even a cheeseburger. I don't know what this is, but it isn't a cheeseburger.
Tell you who ain't got a good cheeseburger.
Oh,
The Brookport laundromat.
yes, they. Can you imagine eating a cheeseburger in a laundromat? Motherfucker, I don't just imagine it. I do it weekly, and these cheeseburgers are phenomenal.
They are good.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's just it ain't special, it ain't fancy. It just is a well-made cheeseburger.
It's what it should be everywhere else.
Yeah. But man, is that cheeseburger good. And man, guess what time it is?
Time to go get one?
Yeah, time to go get a cheeseburger and pass out and make the second half of this podcast real sleepy. But it's hour 1 is done.
Oh, sheesh.
So we're going to take a break, stretch our legs, and we will come back after the break. See ya.
Got coins in a jar by the sink in the dark. Small change, big dreams spilling through my hands. I count it slow, like rain on glass. Every little bill is a map back home. Oh, oh, I don't want gold, I want enough to keep the heat on in the day so. Oh, stack by stack, let it come easy. Let it stay close, let it treat me kindly. Money, money, stay on my side. Money, 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 make you feel like pay the rent, fill my plate. Money, money, stay a little late. Money, money, soft in my palm. Money, money, keep me calm. Oh, shoes by the door, new hope in the drawer. A folded 20, like a secret note. I've seen it vanish faster than smoke. So I save a little and let it grow. Oh, oh, I don't want gold, I want enough to keep the heat on in the day so. Oh, stack by stack, let it come easy. Let it stay close, let it treat me kindly. Money, money, stay on my side. Money, money, make you feel like pay the rent, fill my plate. Money, money, stay a little late. Money, money, soft in my palm. Money, money, keep me calm. No rush, no race, just a steady flow. A little more than I needed before. I won't chase what burns too fast. I want a calm room and enough to last. Stay on my side. Money, money, make you feel like pay the rent, fill my plate. Money, money, stay a little late. Money, money, soft in my palm. Money, money, keep me calm.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Brookport Best Friends podcast for hour 2. Welcome back to school.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Welcome back, Cotter. Hey, Mr. Cotter.
Hey.
The sweat dogs. That's a reference no one's going to fucking get. I'm pretty sure that only we and people our age would know it. Even among them, it's like that's probably like 1% of everybody's going to get the Welcome Back Cotter reference.
Not everybody watch that show.
Up your nose, the rubber hose. Hey, Mr. Cotter. John Travolta as that guy was Man, I don't know how he got a big star in Hollywood.
Um, Gay.
Yeah, I think so.
A lot of oral.
He spent a lot of time on the casting couch with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Mr. Carter.
Yeah. I'm afraid that's how you have to get a role.
Yeah, like again. I don't know if I said this before. If I ever had kids and my kid's like, I want to be a movie star, I'm gonna slap them so hard. I'll be like, no, you will never, ever, ever say that again. Unless I'm the person like doing the TV shows and stuff and be like, oh yeah, sure, come on in. But it's like, you ain't going to Hollywood. That shit's full of pedophiles and weirdos.
No, yeah.
Hell no.
Uh-uh.
Evil incarnate. Isn't that funny how evil sprouted up on the East Coast and the West Coast? That's really weird.
We were just talking about the West Coast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, off mic we were talking about how pretty LA is all year round.
Yeah, it is awesome.
We're sitting there complaining about the heat, and then like, well, it's one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Next will be an ice storm where we got 6 inches of
Yeah.
sheet of ice on everything, and then you lose power. Then
Yeah.
then what?
Then you're huddled around the kerosene heater, slowly poisoning yourself just to stay warm.
Went to pick somebody up for work one day, and she had her oven open, and everybody was just sitting in the kitchen with the oven on.
Oh man.
Yeah, that ice storm hurt a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. I was doing that upstairs at Honeywell, and they had to remove the oven because I completely forgot the fucking thing was on, and I was sitting up there huddled over it because the administration building, they were neglecting because they were like, well, we don't even know if the plant's going to be open next year, so we're not going to fix anything, we're not going to maintain anything. And yet that was the only place security that's where we were, was all in the administration building. So it was, you're freezing your balls off in there, huddled around like tiny little electric heaters. And like, I was like, I don't want to sit downstairs anymore. I kind of want to be alone. So I went upstairs and I popped open the oven, turned that thing on 400 and was just sitting in front of it. And I forgot it was on.
Oh.
Yeah, I left the damn oven. And then I went home. I guess someone discovered it and they were pretty mad.
Now, do you ever get out of the house and be like, did I leave my oven on?
No, I have that. I turn the oven off immediately after I'm done cooking. Like, I don't even I turn it off before I take the food out of the oven. That's how like dedicated I am to having that not happen.
Okay, so you're making damn sure that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other day I was sitting there driving. I was like, did I unplug my deep fryer?
Oh.
That would be a bad thing to keep plugged in, I would imagine.
Excuse me. I got an air fryer, so that thing shuts itself off the moment I'm done.
I have one of those too, and as soon as it beeps, it's unplugged immediately.
Yeah, same thing. Like cooking, I don't mess around with. Like when I look in the oven to see if like the food's done, and the moment it looks done and like all directions have been followed, I turn it down to 0, turn it off, and I take the food out. So no, it's never a time where I'm like, oh shit, I left the oven on.
I'll tell you what, I went out in search of a deep fryer in Paducah.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find a good one anywhere.
Yeah.
I ended up having to go to Dillard's in their home store department.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was like, well, I think we have one. Oh, yeah, here we go. And it was a really nice one. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. I've never cared to deep fry it too much. Like I've always been like, I'll just cook it in the oven, or I'll throw it in the air fryer or the microwave.
Back in the day, Grandma had the Fry Baby and put in the Crisco.
Yeah.
It just made the chicken nuggets and French fries taste so much better.
That shit's so greasy. Like the oil would probably make it shoot out my rear end the moment I finish eating it. So I'm like, air fryer or oven. We're gonna bake it.
Well, health, it was not an issue back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, baby, you haven't had your daily allowance of beef tallow. Go ahead and take you a spoonful.
Actually, they say that's a lot better for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of restaurants are trying to move towards that and get off of seed oils.
Those, seed oils are not not good. Like here's the thing about like a lot of seeds is like they contain arsenic, and that's like one of the major like things inside of some seeds is arsenic. And when you squeeze it all down into oil, you're concentrating all that bullshit.
Uh-huh.
So like, what were you thinking? Like acorns, they have arsenic in them, I think. But if you're just eating acorns, you have to eat like your entire belly full 3 times over before you start getting arsenic poisoning.
But when it's concentrated,
yeah, you squeeze it and milk it like it's supposed to have a tit or something, like to make milk out of acorns.
like almond milk.
Yeah, I ain't never found any boobs on no almond, man.
Yeah, that was Lewis Black. Like, there's no almond tit. So it's not milk, it's almond juice.
Yeah, you squeeze it for its juice, and the nut is not a juicy thing.
Well, it depends.
Well, I don't eat it, so it's weird. All right, but no, man, that's people have weird things. But like, speaking of weird meals, I don't think like I look at what modern kids are eating in schools, going back to school. And like I look at what we used to eat, it's like, man, I used to think that food was so bad, and now comparing it to modern meals, I'm like, man, we had it good. That shit was good. The square pizzas and
the square pizza.
Oh man,
I want to know where I can just go to a grocery store and buy those little square pizzas at.
I don't know. Someone did something online where like, this is how you make this grade school pizzas you love so much.
I don't want to make it. I want to go buy.
Yeah, I want to buy it.
I just want to purchase said pizza.
Yeah, no. Closest I found is those Tostino's pizzas, and I love those things. I had one just 2 days ago.
Well, they are square.
Yeah.
Now.
They're square and they taste good. That's all I care about.
All right.
It's close enough, and I just need to buy some applesauce and a pear. And it's like, now, who in the fuck designed this meal for an apple? I don't have applesauce normally, but now like, it's sure as hell not a complimentary to a pizza.
No.
Why are y'all doing this? And some milk.
Well, dietary guidelines that they had to go by.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when they defined ketchup as a vegetable?
I guess so.
It was like, well, it counts towards your nutritional whatever guidelines that they were trying to follow. They were like,
it's 90% sugar.
Yes, it is.
A big thing of sugar.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no, it's red and it's made of tomatoes. No, it's not. It's red. And about 1/8 of it is tomato.
But I thought there for a while people couldn't even decide, much like what is a woman, like what is a tomato? Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't either. But whenever the school system said that ketchup was one of the things that they had to have, and they were going to include it as that.
See, that shit, like the standards of the government set for that stuff is so made up. It was just like, who's in power right now? Their best friend's cousin is now the head of fucking the educational department. And that sort of stuff is like, they're not qualified. They sure as hell, like Michelle Obama designed the modern one. And what the fuck does she know about nutrition? Nothing.
I don't know. But I do remember South Park taking the food pyramid and turning it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that's been adopted. Like they're looking into that as like fact now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had grains at the bottom and now it's at the top or whatever.
For a nutritious breakfast that everybody should have, biscuits, cereal, oatmeal, just all that heavy grain stuff. I guess.
Yeah, no.
They didn't have celiac disease back in the day, so they didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that again shows you how little like authority ends up being knowledgeable about anything. They're in power because of who they know, not what they know. And that's what happens with a lot of that shit. It's like someone's cousin's grandma, uncle's best friend is like, well, he's good for the Department of Education Nutrition Department. What does he say that kids should eat? Motor oil and cigarette butts. Oh my God! Put that down. He's. How many years did you study to know that? I don't know, brother. I just grew up drinking. This sort of crap is happening, man.
It worked for me.
Yeah,
it worked for them.
I grew up just fine. Look at me. It's like, your legs are missing, and they just fell off one day.
And I do remember Unity, they had like the breakfast program. Did Brookport have a breakfast program?
It did. It did. I don't know anything about it because I didn't get to school in time to eat it.
Well, one of the perks and downsides of your mother working at the same school that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
She had to be there early, so I would be there early.
Oh.
Even though I lived just around the corner, I could walk or ride
Yeah.
a bike. I didn't. She'd just been like, "Come on, let's go." They got breakfast. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I'd get a couple of them little cereal pouches
Mm-hmm.
and a carton or two of milk and sit there and eat my cereal, waiting for the lineup. Then I would have to go back outside after breakfast and then wait outside with everybody else to go back in. It's like I was just in there.
Dumb shit. Well, first of all, I've been like, I'll just walk to school, man. I'm going to throw a Pop-Tart in a toaster and watch cartoons till the last moment, and then I'm going to hop on a bike and ride what, I guess it was 3 yards away to the school.
Oh, yeah.
If I was you, that's what I'd have done. I'd been like, nah, I'm good.
I could have walked through the field. I could have came in through the back way and it just avoided the roads altogether.
Mm-hmm. I had to ride a bus and get on the bus at 7 for school that started at 8, so I didn't get it in time. Like, I got on the bus pretty early. Like, it was about 7.
That's early, yeah.
Yeah, and like getting on the bus out in Unionville and riding the bus into Brookport. Holy shit. I was like, there was kids having breakfast, but I was like, well, I ain't one of them because I'm getting off the bus and going directly to class. So
I remember riding the bus for the first time. I was like, all right, even though it's just around the corner, I want to ride the bus. I don't want to ride with mom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first day on the bus, this girl looks at me and goes, ew. I'm like, all right, I'm never riding the bus again.
Ew, what do you mean, bitch? You're on the same bus as me.
Ew, boys are gross.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe she thought I was ugly. I don't care.
yeah.
I was like, all right, mom, I don't mind being early. I'll just hang out in the office with you until time.
One experience broke you.
That was it. Just one little girl going, ew. I hold on to shit like that too from back in the day. Like there's still a guy. I'd like to slap him across the face. Just because he said something, one time to me in the 3rd grade that I thought was inappropriate.
I have stuff like that where I'm like, man, I remember those people were shitty to me that one time, and I can't wait for something horrible to happen to them so I can laugh. And like, then I'm like, man, I haven't heard about or thought about that person in 20 years. Why am I sweating it now?
Right. Like we talked about before, we're not even the same person that we were back then.
No.
So I've let a lot of that go.
Yeah, no.
Except for you.
Oh, yeah. I tried my best.
Person that will remain nameless.
I remember you. I have a picture of you up in my house, and I throw darts at it every day.
You know who you are.
No, well, here's the actual story. Like, one of the people that I knew that gave me a lot of shit for being poor when I was growing up, they're dead now, and they died fairly young. And that was one of those where I was like, good. You deserved it. And I'm sure she was a person that everyone was very happy with and liked, but I was like, no, fuck them. They treated me like shit. And then, like, the one time I interacted with them as an adult, they tried to drag up old bullshit that hadn't applied to me in like 20 years. And it's like, you know what? You are the same person. Fuck you. Enjoy dying of cancer, you dumb cunt. And that's what happened.
Oh.
Yep. So I was like, well, I kind of feel vindicated. Good for them. Thank you. Fuck you.
I noticed a big difference too between the two schools of Brookport and Unity.
Uh-huh.
As far as like I felt like I fit in better with the Brookport crowd than I did with the Unity crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, also my mother worked there at Unity, and I don't know. I just felt like I had to act differently because everything would get back to her, and I didn't want the repercussions of her.
That is a horror. Like, I've never had to deal with like any of that, so I can't even imagine what that was like.
Just imagine Jeremy Pirtle both his mom and dad worked at high school.
Oh yeah.
So that would have been even, I think, 2 times as bad.
Yeah, like you have 2 classes where you potentially are going to have your parents as like a teacher. So it's like I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to hear it when I go home. I couldn't imagine that. I'd have been like, Dad, Mom, I hate school. The fact that you're there doesn't change anything.
I couldn't act up in class, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got set out to the hallway one time, I think in like 4th or 5th grade, because I was snickering and laughing. The teacher was having a high-speed come apart, and she started yelling. You could see the veins in her side of her, and she's having a little rant there, and I was like, just snickering and giggling over in the corner. She's like, "Get out in the hallway." I was like, "Uh-oh."
Oh, no.
And then there, I see my mom down at the end of the hallway, and I'm like, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear about this. She's like, what happened? I was like, I was just laughing. She was yelling, and I was laughing. She's like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. I guess, like, an adult looking back, all the crap that, like, teachers put on you when you're a kid, and it's like, man, half those people were having, again, come aparts themselves or having troubles in their personal life, and they come to school and take it out on kids. And it's like, man, those people were pieces of fucking shit. That happened a lot. Think about that.
But everybody, teacher-wise at Unity, was tip-top. I've got nothing bad to say about any of them.
Man, I have several teachers at Brookport that I was like, man, those are horrible people. They should not have been teaching, let alone in a school full of poor kids that are going home and having to deal with like their lives in turmoil at home, and then they get to school and they get punished for it. Like, how many kids were going through that? And these teachers like, I don't care. Like, again, that kindergarten teacher that would pick me up by my hair like the first week of school, I was like, this bitch was a horrible person. That had nothing to do with me. They were just horrible people.
Well, listening to stories of people that have gone to like Catholic school, I've heard even worse horror stories from that place.
Yeah. I don't know how it could be worse, because it's like, man, you think about like, oh man, those Catholic schools are ultra religious. It's like, how many of those teachers in public schools are some weird ass Pentecostal cult, and they're using that to enforce it on kids that are not religious at all? Like, again, that kindergarten teacher I had dressed like a Pentecostal. You couldn't see her ankles. You couldn't see her wrists even in the hottest days of summer.
Did she have her hair up in a bun?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Pentecostal.
Yeah. She was old as fuck, and she was mean as fuck. So, and she was enforcing the rules of her religion on like kids that had like no clue that they were breaking any rules, you know?
Right.
So like, how many other kids experience that crap?
You know, talking about that, I did come across it was a church, a house, and a school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really small Christian school out in the middle of, where was I? I was like up by past Salem and Berna and whatever's up that way.
Yeah.
And it looked kind of cultish, but I can't say for sure. I mean, it may be legit. It may be on the up and up. And I don't know. I'm just judging a book by its cover.
Yeah.
But when you have the Holy Trinity there of the parsonage, the church, and then the school right next to it.
Yeah.
It's like, y'all live there. You don't go anywhere.
But that being said, it's like, you know exactly what you're getting into because it's written right on the sign. You know you're going to a religious school because it says blank Christian school or whatever. And just like the Catholic school, you know what you're getting into and the exact set of rules and regulations are for these people because it's written on the damn school. Like, ultra religious teachers that become public school teachers are like, you don't know what you're doing. There's no written rule set. You have no, like, the game says go to school, do your homework, and everything else is fair play. But they have extra rules up on top of this, like, oh, that kid wore a shirt I didn't like. He's Satan. I'm going to punish him. And that's, like, how much nutty shit. I'm mad.
Did you ever have a Beavis and Butthead T-shirt growing up?
No, I wish I did.
Okay, I was trying to remember, like, what shirt would a teacher find offensive and make you turn it inside out?
I had Ren and Stimpy stuff, so that's like I never had my shirts turned inside out, but it was one of those. It was like this kid likes things. He's obviously of the devil. That sort of shit. It does happen, and like because I went to a Pentecostal church for a short time growing up,
Yeah.
and it's like I knew what I was looking at.
Right.
I saw the nutty bullshit, and I had escaped it, and now I like. Looking back now, I was like, "Oh, that ain't normal how that teacher dressed and act. That ain't normal how those people dressed and act. There's a standard there that does not apply to most people, and they're applying it to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like you got to sit quiet and do nothing. It'd be like, oh, that ain't how we do it normally in any other class. Why are you doing it in this class?
Speaking of classes, I also used to deliver to a bunch of Amish,
Mm-hmm.
and they have schools.
Yeah.
And I would love to be a fly on the wall. I want to know what their curriculum is like.
I think they only go to school till 6th grade. That's what I've heard.
Well, that's I kind of wish that's how we were.
Yeah, because it's like they know exactly what life they're going into. It's not a mystery. It's not like, well, you know, he might become a scientist or he might learn to design the space shuttle. It's like, brother, he's going to inherit the farm. All he needs to know is reading, writing, arithmetic, and when the cows give birth. What more schooling does this kid need?
Needs long division.
Yeah, don't need effing long division. Not once is the cow going to be like, before you help me get milk, where's the mitochondria of the cell at? And it's like, this shit doesn't apply to them. Just like for most of us, most of that crap didn't apply to us and still doesn't. How useless was 90% of the information taught to you in school?
See, if they only go to school till 6th grade and then they do that Rumspringa,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're like just blown away by everything else, or
I don't know.
or they'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna take a few years off from the farm and I'm gonna go live like the English and take actual school. I wonder if they'd be like, well, I like this a lot more. Keep doing it and never go back.
I've watched a couple of documentaries on the Amish because like I find them fascinating and like I'm like, man, they've got a good thing going.
Yeah.
And I've read and seen that most of them that go on Rumspringa, they come back because they're like, this ain't for me. Because it's just chaos and disorganization, and the rules are sometimes apply and they don't apply, and they're like, this is just. I can see why my parents didn't want this for me, and they go right back. And the few that do go out into the world and do that stuff, they're like, they're different. They're so like few and far between. And it's like they go out there, they experience. It's like, oh wow, I can work a 12-hour shift for someone else, barely make enough to feed myself, or I can work a 12-hour shift on the farm, and literally we stop working in winter and we just do things like knit and stuff. Why would I go into the world of the English when I've got it so good in the world of the Amish? It's like, they know something. If it wasn't for the religion, and it's like they have a bunch of goofy rules too, of course, but
like with buttons and all that.
Yeah, and then they're like women and men can't have like breakfast, lunch, or dinner together. They have separate like rooms for that.
You know, I don't see that as a bad thing. Because think about it.
Yeah.
I've been married. I've had girlfriends. You're sitting there eating, and maybe,
yeah,
you know, they smack their food a certain way, or they, like me, I separate my food. I eat one thing at a time.
Yeah, that's weird.
Just enough to just gnaw at somebody, just annoy them, just enough to be like, ooh, I'm going to put this fork right in your eye socket. So, yeah, I can see, you know, separate the men and the women, let the guys talk about guy shit while they're eating, let the women talk about women shit while they're eating.
Yeah, well, it works for them. I mean, there ain't been any, you know, someone goes on a crazy spree and burns down the farm stories of the Amish.
You know, I haven't heard too many of those. No.
So they seem to have things figured out. But again, I really don't feel like praying like 20 times a day and not being able to say swear words. I guess, like I said, like I was like, at one point in my life, I was like, why don't I just ask to join the Amish? And I was seriously considering it. And I was like, I would let the F-bomb slip like every other word. And I think the excuse of I was in the military, this is just how we talk, would only fly for about a week. And they'd be like, listen, you got to stop.
Right.
And I'd be out there trying to work on like a tractor. I'd be like, F this. They'd be like, you got to go. But
I think it's the Mennonites. They can't have rubber tires on their tractors.
that's weird. The Amish can't have like any like modern technology. They have to use the horse and buggy. And the Mennonites, I think, are the ones that can have electricity in cars, but there's certain rules with it.
Right. Like I said, no rubber tires.
And they're even among the Amish, there's old order Amish, which is like what they would consider hardcore conservatives.
Yeah.
And then there's new order Amish or the new Amish, and they're like, well, we can have some of these things. Like, we can have power, but it's one light bulb per room and stuff like that. It's weird stuff.
They would have a phone booth
Yeah.
at the end of their long ass driveway
Yeah.
where there's maybe 4 or 5 families that live back on this
Yeah.
property, and then you got that one phone booth right at the end.
Yeah.
So if they did have to make an emergency call, somebody could do it, but
Yeah.
for the most part, they didn't mess with it.
Yeah. There's none of this Yoder's expecting a phone call. He's going to stay near the phone.
They did have a checkbook though, because they would have to write a COD out for me, and so they had bank accounts. And I was like, well, how did they get the farm in the first place? How did they pay for it?
Well, it was been paid off for generations. That's another thing that's good about the Amish.
Generational wealth.
They are very hardcore. That's why their houses are like as big as mansions. They're plain as fuck, but they're huge because, again, Grandpa came in the 1800s and he started the farm, and then they just kept building and building and building because the generations stayed on the farm and the wealth stayed on the farm. So now it's like half these Amish families are probably rich as fuck. They have wealth beyond measure, and they're selling Amish goods at the roadside and and it's good.
You know what? The big one was that they were selling. If you've ever seen a wooden boat out in somebody's backyard or front yard for the kids to play on with the slide.
Oh,
and everything,
yeah.
those are Amish built out there in Christian County.
Man, they
expensive, but you see them everywhere. So these guys are making money hand over fist. I've bought bread and jams and jellies off of them all the time.
Yep. And they do it fast too. So it's always quality. And see, that's why I'm like, man, I really envy the Amish. I wish I had got in on that, but without all the religion.
Yeah, like how do we take what they're doing and apply it, but without the religious backing?
Yeah, and that's ultimately the problem. Is the glue that holds the community together is the religion.
Yeah.
So you got to have an answer as to why. Hey, why can't I just go do thing? And it was like, well, I don't know, man. Just don't. And they'd be like, well, that's against religion. You want to go do that? You're out of the community. And go sleep on the corner or whatever.
Now we're getting into psychology.
Yeah, which I love. I love I've again, one of my hobbies was studying cults. I love to look up and research cults. And there's a common theme in all cults is that psychology is the glue that holds everyone together. You got to have a why not when someone says why not, you got to have an answer why. And if you don't have any religion or faith or anything like that, then the answer is like, well, it's just bad. Just don't do it. And that's fine for a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old or a kid. But an adult's going to be like, well, fuck you. I do whatever I want. There's got to be that final, like, you do it or God's going to set you on fire.
You are going to hell.
Yeah, that sort of threat. And that's why a lot of religions have that. Is it's got to be like, well, you got to donate to us or you're hellbound. The religions that don't are like, they really don't flourish. There's no threat. There's no or else what.
Or else what?
Yeah. That's the ultimate question. If you can't answer that, you have no power.
Like some of these more modern day cults usually spring up over in California, it seems like. And
yeah.
I don't understand why that is.
Yeah. Because it's the land of fruits and nuts. But
yeah, you are more likely to get molested by somebody cult leader
yeah.
from there.
There's a few cults that I studied, and I'm like, why did this cult even come about? Like the one, I forget what it was called. It was ran by a woman, and the entire cult was just like they took care of her and they babied her. And when she died, they didn't even notify anyone that she had died. They left her in her damn bed and kept treating her like she was still alive. And they were all packed like 15 people into this one house. It was on a ranch. I wish I could remember. It was something goofy sounding like the Church of the Future Good Smiley People or something like that. Something dumb that you were like, okay, this is obviously for retards by retards. but it's like they all had like did everything they could to like worship and like pamper this person. And I was like, how did you all not like immediately know that something was off? Like, you know, she's sleeping in bed and you're the one sleeping on the floor and you're the one going out to the ranch and doing all the work. And all she has is like, she screeched at him too. Like, she would not be nice to him. I'm like, why are you all putting up with this shit? Just, you know, she screeched at me once, I'm going to slap a dap and do the taste out of her mouth. There ain't no, I don't give a shit if she's the prophet of the alien happy smiley face or whatever.
That's another one that got me too. The one where they thought the bobtail comet or whatever was going to come.
That is the Raelians. I love the Raelians. That one was a weird one. That one wasn't a large cult, but the guy was like, you could tell he was off his rockers just by looking at him. And the fact that he believed that like having male genitals is bad, everyone should castrate themselves, is like, fellas.
Like I mean, I'm digging what you're saying about the aliens and shit. I mean, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but the castration part, can we reconsider?
Yeah. Friend, I know you're mad at your balls, but I'm not cutting off mine because of how you feel about them. And I think he was a closeted homosexual and was struggling with like his sexuality, and that's why he was like, having a penis is bad.
Was he a eunuch?
Yeah, he castrated himself.
I don't
He
know.
did it to himself.
What?
Yes.
Now that is a level of dedication
Yeah.
that I don't know that I am willing to.
Bro, I sit down funny and clap my boys, and that's the end of the day, man. He fucking went to town with a razor blade and removed him himself. Holy crap.
Ooh, what kind of anesthesia? I mean, that's at least a handle of Jim Beam or something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I can't even fathom that. The level of pain. And then he was like, everyone needs to do that. And there was quite a few there wasn't that many people. I think they had like 6 or 7
I was
people.
getting ready to say that it was two exact same numbers, like 6 or 7
Yeah,
people.
there wasn't a lot of people. Of course, like, you tell most people, you know, you got to take a rusty razor blade and saw off the boys is like, nah, you know what? Going on that fucking alien ship ain't for me after all.
But why would your ethereal self, your spiritual self, be affected by this meat suit that we have right now? Can I keep my balls, please?
Yeah, that's like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, well, if technically I'm going to ascend without my body anyway, I'm leaving the boys behind one way or another. So why would I need to chop them off now?
Yeah, I don't need them in a jar.
Yeah. Proof set is that the bus ticket? Here's my balls. See you later.
Alien bus ticket.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Let me punch your ticket. There's your balls. I'll take those. All right. Yes. Well, you're female. There was a female. How did that work? She didn't have to chop off her stuff.
That is a good question. What did they have to do? Was it female castration?
I don't think so. I don't remember reading that, but it was like, you know, just that detail alone is like, well,
I wonder if Google would actually come up with an answer or a search on that. Like,
Google, why do I have to remove my balls to join aliens?
oh man, I can't remember what the actual, like, what did they call themselves?
They were called Raelians.
There was a different name that they went by that I'm the bald headed guy with the gray on the sides.
Yeah.
It was called something else, but I'm drawing a blank because my brain isn't working because I was out in the heat.
It was something goofy like the Illuminated Ascension Alien Disorder or something like that. I know, but I'm. They were aliens. That's what they're called.
Yeah,
but
that's weird. And the fact that we have Scientology and that existing in the same time frame, it just boggles my mind. And why not now with all this alien ship and stuff coming out in Congress and all that? Like, why isn't the alien cults popping back up? Or are they? Then I'm just not hearing about it.
Cults themselves have sort of died off. I think that was a bit of a 60s through the late 90s thing, because the more information you have, the more realize these people are fucking clueless.
Yeah, but you got to have something to believe in. They all want something to believe
in. Yeah. Yeah. The whole society's grown more atheistic too, so it's
I have noticed
they're losing a lot of the glue that holds society together is gone, and we're just at the point where the answer to why not is, well, go ahead. Sort of goofy, but with cults, there's always the draw is usually they pick on people that are on the outliers of society to begin with. So it's usually the mentally ill, the homeless, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And as they grow in numbers, that's when they start drawing in the wealthy too, because the wealthy want to be a part of something too. And that's how cults grow. Like that fucking Indian cult. What was his name? He was in Idaho or something. Rashikashan or something like that.
No, I've never heard of that one.
Well, anyway, it was this guy from India, and he's the one that I think the movie The Love Guru is based on him slightly.
The Adam Sandler movie?
No, the Mike Myers.
Yeah. Okay.
That movie is based slightly on him. I'm talking out my butthole because I don't have any official, but it was based on that because he shows up, and in India he was talking about the way to find wholeness is through sexuality and all this stuff, and then he moves to America with his wife, and they buy a community, an entire town they take over in Idaho. And they actually tried to poison the native population of Idaho that were already living there by poisoning their chili supper or something like that, putting arsenic in everything.
Oh,
and it ended up blowing up in their face. They catch everybody, and Rashishan or whatever doesn't know about this. It was his wife, so he's actually innocent of it. And the cult, he dies. And the cult peters on for a little while longer, and I think it just dissolves in the late 90s because Rashik Khan's dead and his wife is in prison for trying to poison and kill everybody.
Yeah, oh god.
And yeah, what spawned that story? I don't remember.
We were talking. I just looked it up. Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Was the cult? That was the name I was trying to think.
Yeah,
of.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah, that's it.
That was gonna bug me until I figured out what it was called.
Yeah,
I was like, I know it's something.
We're all going to heaven, and aliens are coming to take us. Wait a minute.
Lord Xenu will show up in his 747 with jet engines.
Yeah, the
space jet engines.
Yeah, the whole Scientology thing is really weird. I again think it started out more of a thing that rich people did to have an excuse to have orgies and act like a goofy bunch of assholes, and then it really took off. And
we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Why can't we just have the orgies without all this organized religion? Gee,
I'm going to form my own casino with strippers and hookers. And you know what? In fact, I'm just going to rent strippers and hookers. I'm not going to build a casino. That's funny episode of Futurama. But anyway, yeah, you get to that point where the cults sort of petered out in the 90s because a lot of people are they can look up what you're saying and be like, yo, that ain't true.
But you got to be really charismatic and convincing.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't have that. As much as I'd love to be a cult leader, I don't have that in me. Because again, I'll get to be a point here's what happened. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with you people. I'm an introvert.
I think it's on Joe Rogan. He tells this story all the time about the building he was going to buy in Austin, Texas, was ran by a cult leader. And he always prefaces it every time he tells the story. He's like, he was a gay porn star that started this cult, and he had his people build him this theater so he could dance in front of them. I was like, that's it? That's all he wanted, was just to dance in front of everybody?
Yeah.
Like, that's not much of a...
That's a weird level of, like, as a individual that's like had joined this cult, it's like you got to step back and be like, now do what? You want me to do what? You want me to do hard labor so you can dance? Why don't you just fucking dance?
Oh yeah, and also preface by saying he was a hypnotist as well.
Oh,
because he said that the people that were talking about the cult leader said he would do this thing where we'd touch them on their forehead, and it's called like ascension or something. He said, but whenever they would earn the right for the ascension, let's just call it, they felt something. They actually really felt something, and I'm sure that was the hypnotist.
Here's the deal, like,
tricks.
I was hypnotized when I was in the military, believe it or not. It's kind of funny. It didn't work on me. They tried like hell to do it, but it was like, this isn't working. I have a fear of heights, and a part of my thing is that I had to be able to work on big missile bases. And they did not ask me if I was afraid of heights when I joined the job. It had never came up before, I guess, in the history of nuclear weapons. And I was like, man, I'm afraid of heights. Because I'd get up and like have to do certain jobs in that job. And I'd have to get on ladders. And the whole time I was like, oh, fuck. I'm 5, 6, 7 feet off the ground, and I'm already holding onto the ladder and barely able to reach out with the wrench. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm afraid of heights, dude. And they're like, are you serious? Yeah. And they're like, okay, well, I had to go to the base therapist and fucking get hypnotized to see if they could cure my fear of heights. And I was like, this isn't working, man. That hypnotism doesn't work.
On you, was it just a strong will of mind? Like you just like went into it already thinking this is not going to work?
No, I went into it. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I laid on the couch, closed my eyes, and he started doing the hypnotism thing, counting back from 3, 2, 1. You're asleep. And I was like, no, I'm not. Okay, calm, clear your mind. He just did that over and over again, and I do as what he said. 3, 2, 1. You're in a calm field. Heights don't bother you anymore. And I was like, the fuck they don't. You can't talk this out of me. Like, even in basic, I was afraid of heights. Like, I was having to climb over the wall and the obstacle course. Yeah. And I was shaking like a leaf and forcing my way up it. And the drill instructor was like, why are you going so slow? I was like, I'm afraid of heights, sir. He's like, oh, okay. He's just like, well, take your time. I climbed over. He's like, are you done? Go! It's like, they didn't let me skip the obstacles, but they're like, listen, just don't fall. I don't want to do an incident report.
Don't like the paperwork.
Yeah, but it's like that, the hypnotism, I don't think is a thing. Because if you could talk someone into doing whatever you wanted, think about, like, why wouldn't someone just become a hypnotist and start robbing banks?
The CIA, they say, have been doing it for years.
I don't know, man. I know that the government tried a bunch of horse shit like that. They threw whatever at the wall to see what sticked. Right. Like from World War II on.
Is that what The Men Who Stare at Goats was about, or was that something
I
else?
think so. Like, I never saw that movie, but yeah, I think
but
so.
The power of suggestion is real. I do believe in that. But these comedic hypnotists that make people dance like chickens on stage, I don't know about that.
No, that shit is all an act.
Well, you just take a watch out and do it like this, and all of a sudden, like, oh, now you're a chicken.
Yeah, no.
I think the people on stage are like afraid that they will be embarrassed, so they just kind of go along with the shtick.
Now, that is absolutely real. The power of conformity is like, it's magic in itself. Like, you can talk people into doing the most stupid crap as long as you make them think that if they don't, they're gonna stand out and be in a bad way. that fear is real, man. Everyone uses it. Media uses it all the time. The implementation that you are the odd man out is enough to make most people nervous.
That was like 1984, that book.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would change whatever was on the news, they would change it completely around 180.
Mm-hmm.
And you went along with it.
Yeah.
You didn't question it.
Yeah, no. Think like this is an extreme example, and people are gonna be like, "You're a conspiracy theorist," and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is rather than saying, maybe I can look into this myself, people will be like, "Well, you're just a blank. You're a label." But like, you think about 9/11. It was like 2 planes hit 2 towers, 3 buildings fell. How the fuck did that 3rd building fall down?
Well, you see, the debris from one of them fell on the other one and caught fire somehow inside the structure.
Yeah. Goofy shit like that. And it's like, man, why aren't you asking questions? Because the fear of being labeled something is enough to make people shut up and go along with it. He's just like, oh, you can't say that. You're blank. You're a communist. You're a fascist. You're a blank. You're a blank. The label is more powerful than a gun at most times because people are just afraid of labels.
And I've heard a bunch of people throwing out a bunch of labels in the past 10 years at least.
Yeah.
Let's just do the last decade.
Yeah.
I've heard people called anything and everything with a phobic behind it.
Yeah.
Just because they said, something somebody didn't like.
Yeah. Like, think how far they've pushed people away from like common sense with just blank phobe or you're a blank or you're a blank this or that. It's just like, that's how they manipulate people and force them into doing things. And again, we got to wrap back to the start. School taught you that.
Conformity.
You were beaten into submission with public school, brother. That was the purpose of public school, is to get you terrified of standing out. Think about this. What was the stereotypical thing growing up like you were afraid of as you saw in cartoons? Is the kid being put on a stool with a dunce cap on his head.
Yeah.
And that got him a label of being something like so terrible in school that it beat all the kids around him into submission with just this word dunce. What the fuck does that even mean?
I've never even looked that word up. I just always thought it meant you're stupid or something.
Think about every time you got called to the blackboard. How nervous were you?
Oh, my pits were sweating. I dreaded it. I would not make eye contact with the teacher.
Yeah.
Like, please don't pick me. Please don't pick me.
Yeah, every time I got called up to the blackboard, and this is like, I'm going to cut open myself and spill my guts in front of everyone listening. But like, that was one of the reasons why I became a class clown and liked to joke around and laugh so much, is that I learned from that situation and other situations that if I just made myself a fool to begin with, what's the worst they could do? I'm already laughing at myself. Everyone's already laughing at me. Where do you go from there?
Make fun of yourself first.
Yeah. Like, get up in front of the blackboard, stand there, and rip the loudest fart you can. It doesn't matter if you don't know the answer anymore. Everyone's laughing anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, that's misdirection.
Yeah, that's how I usually did. Or I'd get up there and start drawing Ren and Stimpy, and everyone would be like, hee. He was like, I don't know the fucking answer to what they're saying, but at least I'm not a dummy. No one knows I'm stupid. Everyone knows I'm a goofy ass, but at least I'm not stupid.
Covering up the embarrassment.
Yeah.
Through acting out. I can see that.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism for like, well, a lot of people and a lot of kids, and that's just one of those I used. And that was to completely combat that, the phobia of being the odd man out. I'm already the odd man out. Where do you go from there?
And I feel like there is a lot of odd men out that don't know what to do right now.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of people that, like, they did not know how to use that sort of like mechanism of turning it positive. So they were like, oh, that's why a lot of like, I don't know how to say it. What am I fucking trying to say is like people were afraid of being the odd person out and they didn't have the answer on how to combat that. And of course the answer wasn't to be a class clown because everyone's laughing and having a good time, but ultimately you're joked everybody. So
yeah, then where do you go from there? Like, the class clown, what's he doing now? Is he a CEO of a company, or is he working at the gas station down the road?
A lot of them probably became comedians.
There we go.
Yes, you like that.
Self-employed.
That's what's they say about a lot of comedians is like, man, a lot of them were traumatized and abused, and that's why they started becoming comedians. It was a way to cope with the situation. You tell a joke and everyone's laughing.
You got any funny comedic stories? Do you think that would translate to the stage?
No.
Could you be a stand-up comic?
No, I can't even make people laugh on here, let alone a room full of strangers, and they know exactly what I'm talking about on here.
Just to get one of them stories from the military or school or living out in Unionville and just kind of pepper it in with some embellished details, if you will. Don't let the actual truth stand in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
Because I heard a comedian one time say, my girlfriend, for this story, he didn't have a girlfriend. He just made it up. It was just a funny story he was telling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the key, is having the wit to embellish and know what's believable and what's not. Like you got, like again, going back to grade school, is like you tell a story as a kid, like a whale story or whatever as a kid, and you don't know what flies and what doesn't yet. That's why, the the old joke is, my dad works at Nintendo. No, he fucking don't. You're in the middle of Illinois. What do you mean your dad works at Nintendo? That sort of thing is like, you're embellishing for the sake of the story as to what you like. An example, and I'm using Josh as an example. He said some stuff like that, like a lot. He'd tell a whale story, and then like there'd be a smidgen of it that's true. Like he told me, like when Mario 2 came out, and this is ancient, this is 1988, 89 or so.
Yeah. And
he was like, you can climb chains and you can do all sorts of stuff in Mario 2. And I'm like, the fuck you say? And it was like, that part was true, but then the other part was like, yeah, I got a secret copy. That's how I know that all that stuff. It ain't out yet. And no, you didn't. Now, the rest of that was true because he read it in Nintendo Power.
I was getting ready to say that.
But if he had stuck with that, I'd have been like, damn, you're smart as fuck about this. But it's like, no, and they sent me a special copy. I've been playing it. I had to send it back. You can't borrow it. You're a freaking liar. Why didn't you just stick with the truth? It was good enough.
No.
You had the hookup on secret knowledge. Just let that carry the weight of your like personality or whatever. But
yeah, I had to ask one of the teacher's assistants on how to beat Birdo.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, my husband was playing this. You just jump on the egg and press B or A or whatever it was to pick up the egg and throw it back at her.
Yeah, that was a new concept. That was completely, well, there's only been one Mario so far that we had known about, other than the arcade game. Yeah. So, yeah, that entire mechanic was completely new.
Yeah, new and foreign. Like, you press down for a few seconds to get a super jump? What is this all about?
I've jumped on this thing's head like 9 times.
It's not dying.
Yeah. Oh, and like Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, the first one, that was a mystery as a kid. It was like, okay, I've got the first 3 dungeons down. Now what? And it's like, the next dungeon is hidden underwater. You got to play a flute to get to it or whatever. It's like, who knew that?
Nintendo Power.
Yeah, you had to buy that magazine to get the input. And Josh got the magazine, and then he started BSing about his dad working at Nintendo. I'm like, you little fucking liar. I saw your dad the other day. He's a carpenter.
I can't remember which Nintendo Power I had, but there was one of them that had like a complete level by level that showed you where everything was at in one of those Mario games.
Oh.
I think it was Mario 3.
Oh, I remember that one. My entire life has been video games since 8 years old, so yeah, I probably remember that exact magazine to a T. It had Mario with a tail on the front squatting down. It said Mario 3 exclusive, blah, blah, blah.
It showed every level.
I was like, I've got to have that.
I came across it somehow, but I believe that was my only copy of Nintendo Power ever. Just that one.
I had the one with Simon Belmont on the front holding Dracula's head. Yeah. And that was I was like, God, that is hardcore. I want that game I have to have. And that was for Simon's Quest, and that was one of the worst games.
The hardest ball busting game of all time.
Yeah. But boy, you had me sold because you had a dude with armor and a whip holding a human head on the front, and I'm like, Mom, oh my God.
Tell you what, the artwork for some of those games made it, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
Because the artwork was awesome, and then you play the game, and it was just dog shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of that false advertising. I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome, and you play it, and I was like, this is not even functional. Like, it barely even starts.
I did that with movies as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a cool looking cover.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we'll give that a shot.
Movies was at least a little better because like a movie was like what $2 or $3 to go see, and then it was like to buy it, it was or rent it, it was like $5. So you could rent it and watch a movie and be like, this sucks. But you're taking it back. Like a video game was like, yo, that was your life savings for a year, $50+
Mm-hmm.
and you bought it, and now it's just garbage.
Thinking back to now, even some of the games start out at $50, and that's how much they were in 1988.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like the price has stayed the same. Nintendo has been real consistent with that $50 range.
Yeah,
I think maybe some of the new Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 games might be a little bit more, especially for big name titles, Mario, Zelda, and all that. They're like $70 or so. But yeah, that's never gone up or down. It's maintained the same price since the beginning.
Yeah,
that is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it has, because if we were doing with inflation on video games,
Right.
they'd be like $200-$300.
Right, exactly.
Because that back in 1988, $50 was like, what was the average pay was $10 an hour if you were like in a career, and most people in this area were not in careers; they were doing like jobs. So yeah, the pay was $5 an hour, and it was like buying a kid's toy for $50 was like, oh my God, that's 2 or 3 paychecks.
I didn't even think about that when you were that age. You were just like, I want it.
Yeah. Yeah, the kicker was like my neighbor, the Klotzes, they bought their son a Nintendo for Christmas or his birthday, and he was too young to even enjoy it and play it. And me and his dad sat on the floor and played Mario together, and I was like, this is the greatest thing. I want this all year round. It's like we'd rotate controllers between me and Blake and Wesley, who was way too young to even. He was like 2 or 3. And I was like, yeah, sure, it's his turn.
I think the dad bought it for himself.
Yeah, he did. And I was like, I'm glad he did. Because we played, and I was like, oh, I have to have this. So I was like, that's what I want for Christmas is a Nintendo. And my grandma was like, looked at the price, and she was like, oh my God, this is a second mortgage.
What was it, like $200 or something?
Yeah, well, it was, I think $150,
$150,
which was a huge amount of money for a kid's toy. Like, again, most
Yeah.
kids' toys were the high end ones, like the freaking Masters of the Universe play set was $50. And like the fact that people were buying that, it was just a plastic skull with a He-Man figure in it. It was like, that's a lot of money. But it was cool as fuck.
Yeah. I was trying to go somewhere, and I just lost my train of thought completely on nostalgia.
Yeah, let's see. I'm sitting here imagining the Hot Wheels play set that was like the city, and you had a garage, and you start at the top, and you could release the car to go down the track all the way to the bottom of the garage. I was like, I want that so bad. That is so cool. Nick had that, and I go there and play with it all the time. I bring my Hot Wheels. We just roll cars down the thing over and over again.
I was thinking about the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier.
That thing was like, you were rich. You were richy rich if you had that thing, though.
I know. That was the big one.
Yeah, I knew of one person that had that, and they were at my church. And I went there to stay on it was a Pentecostal church. So it was like, there was no TV. There was nothing like entertaining, but they had that G.I. Joe, the USS flag playset. And I just sat there staring at it. I was like, holy crap.
How did you get that?
I could sleep on top of this thing. That's how big it is.
I'm sure if we looked at it now. Oh, no, I tell you, I take it back. I did see one. Did you ever watch that Comic Book Men show?
Yeah, no. I know what you're talking about, though.
But somebody had brought one of those in.
Uh-huh.
And I had never seen one in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is it as big as I think it would be? It was huge.
Yeah, it is freaking massive. Like the jet that you for GI Joe was as big as a kid itself. So they could hold that and the helicopter and a whole horde of, man, that thing was massive. It was as big as a couch.
Yeah, I kind of want one now.
Yeah, I kind of do. I keep looking around this room. I'm like, man, one of those would fit right over there.
I can just put it right in that corner. That'd be a nice little thing to tie the room together.
Yeah, but I do that a lot too. It's like, boy, I'm an adult. I'm retired. I have funds and I have time. I kind of want to start buying things I always wanted as a kid. And I'm like, man, I'm 50 years old. I can't get down there and play with it. I'm old enough to even not be interested in playing with it. So I just be looking at it. So why would I buy it?
Unless you were doing like a Robot Chicken style stop motion animation type thing.
I'm not sure there's a big market for middle-aged men playing with toys and videos.
Right. Robot Chicken was a phenomenon there for a minute.
That has a bit higher production than what I'd be capable of.
No, the technology that we have now, we could do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I can't fathom it. I can't even think of, like, I don't even see how it could be done.
The mouths are just little pieces of paper that's cut out.
Mm-hmm.
You can just put a mouth on Skeletor, take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Put another mouth on him, take another picture of it.
That would
just
take
play
days.
it on. Exactly.
That's
that is
days. I'm not sure I want to.
That is an art form that I look at with awe because it is painstaking in how to do. What is it like? One day is maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah. Fuck. Holy crap! No, I'm good
on film. Yeah,
I'm good. We can do finger puppets. How about that? Hello. You do the manger babies. Manger babies. Oh, man. No, I'm good. But guess what time it is?
Back to school time?
It's time to go back to school. And this is the 2-hour mark. So enjoy school. Enjoy dropping your kids off at school. Have a good week. And we'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.
Brookport best friends from Brookport, Illinois. I'm gonna talk about some stuff and make a lot of noise. We may be funny, we may be rude, but we got the right attitude. Gonna talk about a lot of crap. Hope we make you laugh and clap. Brookport best friends.